Okay, this one is going to be a short video. This is going to be rounding rules. Well, maybe I will combine it with rounding and calculations. Okay, so when it comes to rounding with measurements, we have very specific rules. That way, like I said in my other video, if I was to give a, worksheet full of measurements with calculations to two different scientists, all of their answers would be the same because we are using the same significant figure rules and we're using the same rounding rules. So rounding in science is a little bit different than rounding in math. So I'm going to start with the rules and then we'll look at calculations, I guess. Okay, so it says, look at the digit to the right of your last sig fig to round off. Okay, so it says so if the number is greater than 5, increase the sig fig by 1. So let's say for this example, let's say I want to round my answer to 3 sig figs. Okay, so if my problem says take this number and round it to 3 sig figs, I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to underline it right there. And then I'm going to look to the right of my last sig fig, and if it is greater than 5, then my sig fig, the one that I underline, is going to go up by 1. So my final answer is 42.7 grams. So if my number is less than 5, the sig fig stays the same. So again, let's say I need to take this measurement and I want to round it to 3 sig figs. Okay, so I would count over, actually, let's go ahead and let's round it to 2 sig figs. So I count 1, 2, I look to the right of my 3, and it's below 5, so my 7 stays. So my answer to 2 sig figs would be 17 meters. So if the number is 5 followed by a non-zero digit, you're going to increase the sig fig by 1. Non-zero digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Okay. So let's say I want to round my answer, okay, to 4 sig figs. Let's see, I want my answer to 4 sig figs. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4. And my sig fig is a 5. So I look to the right of it. And if I have a non-zero digit, which I do, then that 5 bumps up to 6. So my answer is 2.786 centimeters. So our next rule, if the number is 5 preceded by an odd digit, we're going to increase it by 1. Okay, so let's say I want 3 sig figs. Okay, so I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. So I want my answer to be 3 sig figs. So I look to the right of it, and it is a 5. So then I look to the right of that, and there is nothing. So what I have to do is I have to look to the number before it. And if it is odd, that number is going to bump up by 1. So again, my problem would ask, let's say my problem's asking me to round to 3 sig figs. So I count over 1, 2, 3. I look to the right of it. There's a 5. I look to the right of the 5, and there is nothing. So I have to look to the number before it. And if it's odd, that number I have underlined goes up. So my answer is 4.64 kilograms. Actually, I want to do this one again. Let's say I want to round to 3 sig figs. I would count over 1, 2, 3. I look to the right of it and it's 5. So I look to the right of the 5, and if I have a non-zero digit, my sig fig goes up by 1, so that would be 2.79. Okay, again, let's say I want to round to 3 sig figs, so my answer wants to be 3 sig figs. If the number is 5 preceded by an even number, that means the even number comes before, it's going to stay the same. So again, let's say I want 3 sig figs. I count over 1, 2, 3. I look to the right of it and it's a 5. I look to the right of it and there's nothing. So if there was a 0 or nothing, okay, beyond that 5, I'm always going to look to the number before it. And if it's even, it stays. So 78.6 milliliters. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, it says I need to round my answer to 3 sig figs. So I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look to the right of it, and that number is above 5, so my 6 is going to turn into a 7, so 12.7 centimeters. My answer should be 2 sig figs, so I'm going to count over 1, 2. I look to the right of it, and it's a 3, so it's below 5, so that number stays, so 27 milliliters. I want 4 sig figs, 1, 2, 3, 4. I look to the right of that and it's 5. So I have to look to the right of it again. And if there's a non-zero digit, this number goes up by 1. So my answer is 3.782 millimeters. If I want 1 sig fig, I count over. There's my 1. I look to the right of it and it's above 5. So my sig fig goes up by 1. So it's 8 meters. I want 4 sig figs, 1, 2, 3, 4. I look to the right of it and it's 5. So I have to look to the right of that 5. And if there's nothing, okay, I'm going to look to the number before my sig fig. And if it's even, okay, if that number is even, then it stays 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. Let's try that one again. Let me erase that. Let's try that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I look to the right of it, it's 5. I look to the right of that, there's nothing. So I have to look to the number before it. So it's going to be 88.64 centimeters cubed.